Hello, friends. Chris Kelly here. Well, that time of the week again, time to talk a little bit about stats and in general what's going on in the world of real estate here in Portland Metro. However, I'm going to start this week by talking about our upcoming event first rather than at the end of this video. So, hey, it's coming right up here at the end of the month. Let me see if I can put it on the screen here. There we go. So, yes, a couple of Saturdays from now, January 21st, bright and early. Movies start at 9 a.m. out at Sandy Cinemas. We've been doing it out there for a really long time. The gal that runs it is very gracious and always treats us really well. So she lets us bring Joe's Donuts and Starbucks and juice, and she lets us bring outside things into a theater, which most of them don't. So it's kind of nice. But we're going to be rolling Avatar or a double feature of Puss in Boots and Minions. And the reason for that is because Avatar is an exceedingly long movie. So we tried to match up the two theaters together. So anyway, would love to see you out there. If you have friends and family that you'd like to bring with you, we would certainly encourage that. Always a good opportunity for us to meet new people. So just starting the year off with our way of saying thanks for the relationship. We appreciate you very much. So that said, let's flip over to data. All right, so new listing inventory starting to come back up. It looked pretty similar to this time last year. However, sales are still lower for all the reasons that we've discussed. I'm not going to beat that into the ground too far. I don't know if you noticed, but I went ahead and maintained 2019 on here for a couple of key metrics. And the reason is because of all, like I said, all the last year, I was really pivoting to 2019 as the comparison year because it was such a great year. It was pre-pandemic, et cetera. So now we've got a year to look back on of 2022, which was had its own weirdness because of interest rates and just what's gone on. But I still want to be able to look back to 2019 on these weekly graphics. So at any rate, you can see it's funny how percentages look different than what actually was. It says, this week was 366 more listings than the week prior, which is true. But the week prior was 175 listings, I think, plus or minus. So and beginning of the year. So that's not entirely. This looks a lot more shocking than it actually is, I guess is what I'm saying. But the velocity of sales, right? The average and median days on the market, we're still moving at a pace that's similar to slightly better than this time in 2019. Even these markets were starting to change. 2020 was awfully similar as well. So we're not. The velocity of there's less sales going on, but of the sales that are happening, they're moving at a pace that are still similar to prior year's markets. So it's not that the market is slower in general. It's just that there's less of it going on, if that makes sense. So median and average sales price, it went, kind of way up and up and up. Even during the course of 2022, it went up, notably up until about June, and then we had a downward trend. So, we were up, we were up into the sixes here, well into the sixes on averages, and this actually had hit, I think, right at or right over 6. And now we're down to 5. So historically, we're still in an upward trend if you look at it year over year over year. But we saw a pretty rapid upswing, and then it came back down, the median and averages. So, all in all, people have still appreciated over time. If you bought a house in May, you haven't probably appreciated much, if any. Now, if you did that in, April or May of 21, by the end of 21, you would have appreciated because the market was going not quite vertical, but close enough. So anyway, we're moving along. Things are looking good. I'm going to attach a CoreLogic. It's a company that does, they're a stats organization. And there's a major U.S. housing market trends article that I was reading, and it's got some good information in it. Foreclosure rates are almost non-existent, and they remain that way. So, every time I turn YouTube on and I see all these video posts after video posts about the world's crashing, and it's all over in 30 days, and all the other nonsense that I see on there, it's it never ceases to surprise and amaze me. But that's not how it's actually playing out with the numbers. So. Things look good. Like I said, our business as a team and mine individually has been fantastic. I mean, relatively speaking, it's been fantastic. And for that, I'm most grateful. So, we strive to be here, and we strive to give good information, and just be available to help. There is a lot of times that I receive calls and have questions about things that just don't turn into business for us. And that's fine. I will continue to encourage you and yours to feel free and reach out if there are questions and things about what's going on in the market or your individual circumstances that we can help with. Because my goal is to, first of all, is to be of help to those that I know and those in my world. And if it turns into business for us, for Kelly Marketing Group, that's fantastic. We'll help when in that regard when it's time. So anyway, as always, we're here for you and yours. And as I always say, until the next time.